Hey, good Saturday morning, everybody. The 8 o'clock information on Dorian is that it has actually strengthened about 5 miles per hour, now up to 145 mile per hour sustained winds. Had just a slight hiccup this morning within the structure of the storm itself, so you can see maybe a little bit of shear inhibited just for about 30 or 45 minutes, but it is pretty much back to its nasty and dangerous looking self as a Category 4 hurricane. Now, forecast to remain a Category 4 hurricane really for the next several days. Not out of the question this actually begins to strengthen a little bit more. Here's the latest forecast track from it. So it remains a Category 4 hurricane, through Sunday, 145 mile per hour sustained winds. Look how it slows down. See these little lines? These are all 12-hour increments. Notice how the lines go from decently spaced out to very, very close together as it's right over the Bahamas. Yeah, a Category 4 hurricane, 145 miles per hour, not moving very slowly, is going to cause a lot of damage to the island of the Bahamas. And then it may speed up a little bit more as it gets closer to the U.S. mainland, and this is where the questions really have not been able to go away. Maybe we'll be able to get rid of some questions, but a lot of uncertainty still remains. The landfall forecast will range from as far south as Miami to maybe as far north as North Carolina. This storm is going to turn north. It's just a matter of when. Does it hit Florida and then turn north, or does it turn north just after the Bahamas and then kind of skirt the coast and make its way up? We really just do not know. Past Monday, the forecast is extremely uncertain. There is the chance that this storm takes its northerly turn and then just kind of scrapes all the way up the east coast into the Carolinas and out into sea. Or it could make landfall in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina after that northerly turn. We just don't know, folks. Everybody on the Atlantic side from Miami up north into North Carolina needs to be watching the forecast multiple times a day. And I know it's going to be changing, but you need to be ready for this thing because it remains a major hurricane, Category 3, even up closer to Jacksonville, and a Category 2 hurricane, maybe up into South Carolina. This would cause a lot of storm surge problems for coastal Georgia into coastal South Carolina. These are already very low-lying areas, so water physically being pushed on shore is a huge problem. Hurricane warnings out for the northern Bahamas. The southern Bahamas has a hurricane watch. That's in the purple. Because the track has shifted a little bit further east, the worst of the rainfall has kind of moved out to sea. We still could find maybe a foot or more of rain up into the Carolinas on the coast, but as far as this model is concerned, the worst of the rain is off the coast and into the water. Keep in mind, this is also subject to change. This model takes the turn a lot sooner, and so that's why the rainfall is out to sea. But here is probably the biggest problem that we're going to have to deal with, especially for coastal Georgia, the storm surge. This shows you the wave heights. The biggest waves are going to be out to sea, but the wind is pushing the water onshore in Brunswick and in Savannah, Tybee Island, all of that. This is the biggest problem. So if you live in coastal Georgia, prepare for the possibility of some storm surge flooding. This is all to Wednesday morning to Wednesday afternoon. That's 6 o'clock, and then we'll continue to possibly push northeast. Maybe we'll have made landfall by then, maybe not. I wish I could be able to give all of you folks a better forecast with certainty, but at this point we can. Everybody from Miami up north in the North Carolina coastal areas, prepare to act with Dorian knocking on your door. We'll have updates online and on air about every 3 to 6 hours.